Okay, welcome to another Rob's Strings and Things. Today I'm going to do an unboxing. It's a guitar from Artist Guitars, which is an Australian company, and it's always that exciting moment when this triangular shaped box arrives with the delivery man. So this is the guitar. The box, well, could have been in a bit better shape. The staples at one end have gone, very little tape holding the lid down onto the main box, and actually some of that has broken off, so there's only one bit of tape holding the top on, so could do with a little bit more taping around the box. We've all got knives, we can cut it off. So a little bit concerned about how this guitar has arrived. Whether it's all intact and suffered any damage during the delivery. Some foam on the top. What else have we got? Well, the standard guitar lead here. Okay, a couple of nice tortoiseshell guitar picks, that's very nice. And there's some more foam wrapping around the bottom end of it, and I can see a sheet of foam wrapping at the bottom of the box, the cardboard box. Okay, and here's a neck rest. Here's a neck rest, obviously, to support the neck during transit. So yeah, so another sheet of sort of foam at the bottom. So we can just discard that. And here's the guitar. Let's just take a look and see whether it's all intact. Pretty heavy, and actually that's what they say about these guitars. So this is an Artist TC59, a Telecaster style instrument. I think made in China. Oh my word. Yes, so taking a look at it, there's a piece of foam, obviously for the pickup selector there, and the strings obviously are wrapped in a kind of wax paper, so we'll just get those, some do that. Okay, we'll just take those off. Oh, and some silica gel packets here to keep the strings obviously in some kind of from stopping from corroding, so we'll put those there, and there is no corrosion here. So obviously this is, they say this is an ash body. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 4 or 5 pieces of wood here. It's pretty heavy, as they say. What I can see here is a bit of a, under the very nicely made lacquer on this guitar. It's quite a thick lacquer. There's a little bit of a under the lacquer in the wood. There's a bit of a kind of gouge mark there in the wood. I can show you that in a little bit more detail, I'm sure. Anyway, beautiful looking instrument. Tell you a little bit more about it before I do a few little tone tests on it. It's got a double humbuckers, unlike obviously a standard Telecaster, so let's have a look a bit closer. Here we are. So a little bit, so double humbuckers here. There's a coil splitting thing for them, either one or other depending on the pickup selector, so there's coil splitting. And also string through body. I think you can probably see that. Very nicely finished fret ends. I can't feel anything sharp there at all. Another feature of this guitar is that it has locking tuners on it, which is a tremendous thing for a guitar of this cost, which I'll tell you about in just a minute. Strings look very good. It doesn't have obviously the old-fashioned brass bridge here, but each obviously of these is individually adjustable. Tone knob. It's got pretty thick pick guard on here. It's got a nicely recessed jack plug there. That's a very nice feature. All in all, a very nice looking instrument. Pretty heavy. This is what other reviewers have said about it. But for example, I don't think it is quite as heavy as the Gibson style guitar that I've got from Harley Benton. The cost, including delivery here in the UK, was £149, so that's probably something like 160 euros, something like that, maybe a bit more, and roughly about the same, maybe 170 US dollars, although I guess you may have had to pay delivery charges in the US, but delivery is included in that price. You compare that, for example, to some of the Tome and Harley Bentons that I bought, and the price for delivery is on top, obviously, of the guitar price, which is fair enough. The neck joint's very clean, although the body is very beautifully lacquered. It's beautiful actually. There's not a mark on it, despite my concerns about the shipping. The neck, obviously, again has got the classic skunk stripe in. I don't know. Yes, it looks like it is genuinely inserted in there. It's got a satin feel. The satin feel neck. It's very nice. We've got a couple of you can see a couple of string trees on there to hold the strings down. They say the nut is bone, and actually it does look like a bone nut. And all of the strings are well set into the nut. So I think all we need to do now is sit down, tune it up, and hear a few tones. So I'll be back with you in just a minute or two. So I've been just tuning up this guitar, checking it out for an hour or so, etc. What I can say right away is it's a really nice guitar. Just tell you a little bit more about it before I play you some tones. Strings absolutely fine. In fact, just check on the website where Artist gives you a lot more information about the guitars. This is actually fitted with D'Addario 10 to 46 strings, so good quality strings on it. And altogether, what I can say about it, it's a really nice guitar. It's a really good value for a guitar. As I said, Artist guitars started in about 2009, started by a guy called Ian Bush in Sydney in Australia. And obviously been making a few guitars. On the website, they say they've shipped over 240,000 orders. Well, not just guitars, but probably all the other accessories and things that they make. The guitars are made in a Chinese factory. They're all highly quality, checked apparently by, according to the back here, QC passed by somebody called Leo, who's the head of the quality control. But the quality control is really excellent. There's a 3-year warranty on the guitar and a 100-day free return. And as I said, the delivery was free as well. So just a little bit more about it. So yes, having looked on the website again, it's American ash. Its scale length is 25.5 inches. The neck is 22 frets. It's maple fingerboard, 43 millimeters at the nut end. It's a C-shaped neck, and the net radius is 14 inches. Amazingly, it's got a bone nut and a humbucker pickups, which is their own pickups, and I measured them. The neck pickup, the neck humbucker is 7.19 kilo ohms, and when coil split, it's 3.64 kilo ohms. And the bridge pickup is kind of double that, 14.27 kilo ohms and 7.34 kilo ohms when it's coil split. So it's pretty standard setup for a pair of humbucker pickups. Again, it's a pretty heavy, but I don't find it heavy on my knee, and I guess if I did, I'd just put a strap on it. So what else can I tell you about it? Well, it's a standard sort of Telecaster thickness. It's I just measured it. It was about 43 millimeters. So standard thickness. As I said, I can see five pieces of wood in this, all sort of glued together. It does have this very strange kind of stressed look, which I'll probably try and take a couple of pictures of to show you, as if almost some sort of round, sharpish object has been dragged across the wood in a zigzaggy fashion in various places, particularly on the edges and ends. It doesn't really detract for it because you don't really see it unless you're actually looking for it. But I don't know whether this is just something that they decided to do to give a kind of almost aged and distressed look to it. I don't know. I've had the electronics plate off. Have a look at that. So there's obviously small pots. But actually I have to say that the wiring in it and the soldering is absolutely first rate. It's been beautifully put together. So really no complaints about this guitar. Again, really good. It's all set up. The intonation is really good. I think the only thing I would probably want to do is do a little bit of work on the nut here to bring down the probably the G and D strings a little bit closer down to the first fret, because you always obviously get this pickup in frequency when you play some of these pickups, some of these strings at the low notes. So so really really nice guitar, beautifully finished, no complaints whatsoever, great value for money. And I'll play a few tones. So I'll just start with all the tone and the volume pots fully up here, and start with the neck pickup. And I'm just going to play the open strings on this guitar so you get an idea what it sounds like, just without any chords or anything like this. Get a sound of the tone. So this is the neck pickup, and obviously both coils. Now the middle position. Bridge position. So quite a bit more volume there, obviously trying to keep the pick pressure about the same. Okay, so now back to the neck pickup and split the coils here. So obviously quite a lot sort of more glassy sound, less volume. Middle position, both coils split now. And now the bridge position. So again, as you might expect, more volume on the bridge position. So let's just return it now to the neck position. Return it to both coils, remove the coil tapping, and just play a few chords here. Okay, so let's move now to the middle position, which is a little bit more Stratocaster actually, and I'll just play that middle position really with the coil tap, because that's actually the closest you're going to get to a kind of the tele mid position. So go. So a little more volume on that. Just now into the bridge position completely. Let's go. So let's just see that mid position and put it into the coil tap. So now you've got both pickups now playing obviously single coils and in the mid position. So this would be, you might expect to get a kind of more quacky sound out of this. Okay, so those are the tone tests finished, and just in a moment I'll try and show you a picture of this sort of strange sort of gouging that's gone on the bare wood before obviously the guitar was cut and obviously highly lacquered. Anyway, really no complaints. This is a fantastic guitar for the value. Bone nut, locking tuners, string through body, very heavy American ash, full skunk stripe on the back, very nice thick finger plate on it, and the things you don't normally expect to see, the electronics, beautifully soldered up, beautifully nice work in there, a real keeper. I can really recommend this guitar. Okay, so I said I'd tell you a little bit more about these odd marks on the body of this guitar. I sent some pictures to Artist Guitars on the email. They said to me this is a bit unusual, and they responded very quickly, which is really good customer service. After a bit of toing froing, they offered me 3 options really. The first was obviously just to replace it when new stock comes in, because it's obviously out of stock at the moment. Obviously can have my money back and return the guitar, or they said when the new stock comes in I can keep the guitar till then, and then obviously return it when the new stock comes in and they can send me a replacement. So really good customer service. So it's all sorted out within about 48 hours or so. Brilliant customer service. And so unusually with this particular video, where it's started with an unboxing is going to end up with a reboxing, ready to send it back to their warehouse in the UK to have a look at. So unusually then, here is the guitar boxed up again. And so there it is. Rebox. You don't often see a reboxing on these guitar videos. Anyway, it's all there, ready packed up. I kept all the original packing material, which was quite wise in the end, always worth doing. So it'll be sent back to them this afternoon. So thank you very much for watching this rather extended video. Really shouldn't let this particular issue detract really from the guitar. Apart from the marks, as I said, the guitar is really excellent, customer service is excellent, so nothing really to complain about, but somebody in the factory did something, and their quality control obviously needs to check it out. And then so thank you very much for watching, and see you again soon. Bye for now.